All right, so in the previous slides, we learned about CNN, convolutional neural network. Now we are going to move on recurrent neural network. What is that? For example, when we are talking about a movie review or working with a text or working audio signals, these times we use the recurrent neural network. How does the recurrent neural network structure is mainly? How does it work? When we see one single word in the screen, later we see another single word. If we forget about the previous word, we cannot connect that. What was the total relationship between that? So that's why we need some sort of memory to remember the previous word and the future predictions also, future words. So to understand that, we'll learn one algorithm also that's called LSTM, long short-term memory. If you see the example here, what is importance? The example, the food is not good. It has a positive words, good. If we don't know the previous word, not, then you'll not understand what is that. That's why we have to remember the previous word to connect the future predictions or to understand the total context of the sentence. That's why it's important. Another thing is, you see, the movie was good, positive. The movie was excellent. That is strongly positive. So the keywords, the words that we are using in our sentence is really important to understand, to analyze a sentence. What is its positive or negatives? What is going to be the future word? I can connect with that. ChatGPT, exactly. That has the things. Okay. So just directly go through the coding. What is the process? We know as I said, that this is the process same. Loading, preparing the data set. What is the loading that here you see? I used for that, I'm using a data set that's called IMDb data set, again from Keras data set. So it has around 10,000 most frequent words, number of 10,000 most frequent, and 25,000 data for training, 25,000 for testing. So I think this is a movie review data. Okay, here you see what I did. X-train, split the training and testing. X-train, Y-train, X-test, and Y-test. Y-test. I loaded that number of words, 10,000 from TensorFlow sequence, and I'm using the paired sequencing. We have to do the sequencing. Here I used one keyword as max length 200. What is that? Means when we are getting the words, sentence, some sentence has 10 words, some sentence has 50 words, someone has 100 words, maybe 200. So all the time when we are working on, we have to consider the max number. So I'm considering the sentence that I have max gonna be 200. Okay. Now here I am splitting the testing training 20% for testing and rest of for training, as it is as we did before. Okay. This is the total architecture layer of the RNN. Here I'm using embedding layers. I'm using the LSTM, as I said, the LSTM, and finally the dense layer. This is the coding. Here is the model equal sequential. I'm starting to write creating the models. Instead, as I create the embeddings, input dimensions, number of words. How many words you're considering? I said 10,000, so this is 10,000. And output dimensions 128 means the total output is going to be the 128. And here I'm passing the output of that as an input to the next, right? The output from the previous is going to be the input for the next. So what is the output for that? Previous was 128. I'm passing 128 as the input here, and dropout 0.2, recurrent 0.2. Finally, this is the dense layer. Dense is 1 and activation is a sigmoid. As I said that, finally, for usually when we work on a final layer, for convolutional or classifications, we use the softmax. But here we can use the activations when we work with the regression type of work. And finally is 1, means I am going to predict one word based on the previous. Means I am, for example, I am going predicting next word, school or college. Next means all the time I'm predicting the next a single word. So this is the output dense 1. And you can print the summary of that. What I'm using here, I'm using optimizer as a Adam optimizer, binary cross entropy, and metrics. I'm considering the accuracy. Okay. I created the models. Now it's ready to train. How can I train it? RNN.feed as it is, and we learned it before. And passing the training data, and X train input, Y train means output. How many epochs? 10 epochs. Batch size 32. You can change the batch size. You can change the 64, 32, 128. Means if you have good computational power in your computer, you can use big batch size. Okay. And validation data is XBEL and Y. Okay. Here you see for how many epochs I used? 10. For 5 epochs is 135. It was first accuracy was 58, 68. Very low, right? After third number epochs, 85, 94. Fifth number, 90, 83. Means as many as we are training the models, the accuracy is getting increased. Okay, we is improving all the time for every epoch. Sometimes we do not get what we expect. Sometimes with the accuracy or performance that we are getting, that we want more. So what can we do then? We can do fine tuning. That is called fine tuning. What is the fine tuning? Where we can do the fine tuning? We can do in many different places, like data. You can, for example, you are training 80% for training, 20% for testing. What you can do? You can split 70% or 70% training, 30% for testing. You can change on it, or you can add more data set on it. So that's how you can train on architecture. The architecture I created here, I said that embedding, LSTM, and dense. What you can do, you can add some more layer on it. You can remove some layer on it, or you can add some input output dimension. You can change the output dimensions for it. So you can play with that. That is the architectural change. Hyperparameters. Hyperparameters means you can change the epoch size. For example, you are getting accuracy for 5 epochs. You're getting accuracy like 85%. Try to get it 10, 100, 20. 200 means depends. You can change on it. You can change the batch size. Sometimes batch size very big says batch size is not good. So you can try 32 is good, 64 you can try on it, or 128 is good for. You can drop out rate, kernel size. You can do many parameters. You can try to change on that. Then you'll every time you change it and you try to train on the whole models, and you'll get see the performance if it's improved or not. And another is a pretrained vector. Sometimes you can use some pretrained vectors, some Wattbed, Globe, and BART vectors. There are many pretrained models in the online. You can try to use the pretrained models for your models. Okay. So this is how you can fine tune on it. So I think that's all for today's lecture. So we are done for this week. I'm gonna give you assignments. Again, I'm not giving a class activity or quizzes. So you don't have to worry about that, but I'm going to assign you a assignments. Just try to complete the assignment on time. Don't do late. Okay. If you struggle to understand anything, don't write an email very last minute. Try to email me at least 2-3 days before the deadline. Okay. All right. See you next class.